What's up, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Dirk's Greasy Reviews. Today we will be covering the Fetish short film by Fithina Pig called The Pig Who Vomits Her Guts Out, Stabbed and Cut Bloody Desires. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of Dirk's Greasy Reviews. Today we will be covering the Fetish short film by Fithina Pig called The Pig Who Vomits Her Guts Out, Stabbed and Cut Bloody Desires. But before we get started, if you are new to the channel, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. It would help me out immensely. Also, if you do like the video, give the video a like. That will help me out with YouTube, get my video around, circulating in the community, and that would help me out greatly as well. Also, in the description below, I will leave links for my Discord, for my Patreon, for my PayPal, for my merchandise. Also, a link for my new mixtape called Just Another Lobotomy 2, which I just released about a week and a half ago, and the general consensus has been pretty good, but I honestly didn't make it for anybody else. I kind of made it for me, so people have been digging it. That's a bonus. So if you're interested in that, I will leave a link for that in the description below. So The Pig Who Vomits Her Guts Out is 32 minutes long. It's pretty short. It's technically a fetish film, artistic art film, I would call it, but it's mainly focused around vomit and blood and self-harm, stuff like that. The music is completely bizarre. It sounds like a pig like squealing, which obviously, for good reason, and just a lot of noises and sound effects. So it opens up with the title screen and also a quote from Mr. Albert Fish. "I've always seemed to enjoy everything that hurt. The desire to inflict pain, that is all. That is the utmost. Albert Fish." So it opens up with Mr. Rogers, it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, and Fithina Pig putting on her makeup and her nose, basically getting ready for the video. And at first glance, looking at Filthina, you would think that she just kind of slaps this makeup on and that it's very unintentional, like she just kind of throws it on. But it's a pretty lengthy process. It's pretty thorough, and it's pretty interesting to watch. So yeah, so it's basically Mr. Rogers and her putting on her makeup. Then we cut to her in the corner of her room with all of her great artwork on the wall, and she's basically rocking back and forth. I'll give a warning to anybody out there who's epileptic. You are not going to want to watch this. There's a lot of flashing. There's a lot of craziness going on. It would not be a good idea to watch this if you are epileptic. At the same time, the flashing and strobe effect do offer a unsettling feeling. Which I'm assuming was the purpose, and it was purpose well served because it works. So it goes through a bunch of different types of editing styles: black and white, the color, flashing lights. Basically, the first clip of Filthina is she's in the corner of the room rocking back and forth. She's wearing a white dress with blue horizontal stripes and with the breasts cut out. And she has a crucifix around her neck, and she's licking the crucifix and basically making herself gag. At this point, she crawls up close and personal with the camera and starts sticking the crucifix in her mouth, trying to make herself gag, and she is successful. She starts vomiting a little bit, and then a little bit more. So then she busts out this alien man bear pig looking sex toy and starts making herself gag and throw up with this as well. Then she gets some orange liquid. I'm not sure what it is, but it reminds me of Squirmfest 2, where she was just drinking tons of like this mystery orange liquid stuff that I had no idea what it was. But she also has a bowl. Filthina also has a bowl of noodles, almost like ramen noodles. And she starts eating those, and then she forces herself to vomit once again. So then she busts out a more human-looking adult sex toy and is making herself vomit and gag with that as well. And I mean, there's just snot running from the inside of the pig nose. It's running down her face, and she's licking it. And then somehow we end up to a point where she's sitting in her room with a blender. There's the blender sitting right there. and she vomits into the blender and then takes some more of those ramen. I think they're ramen noodles. Doesn't really matter. There's some sort of noodle. So she takes those and then she puts them in a blender, blends them up. And this is the part that kind of reminds me of Slow Torture Puke Chamber, the vomit gore film by Lucifer Valentine, where Hank Skinny is just, he blends up this nastiness and then he drinks it and then he pukes it up and blends it and then so on and so forth. So that was kind of reminiscent of that, and I actually enjoyed it. What I did enjoy is there is a clip where it's very up close and personal, and it reminds me of Terrible Meal, when there's those weird camera angles where it's like right below her face and she's vomiting, and it's pretty gross, but it's pretty cool at the same time. So then we cut to the segment of this film, which is the self-harm blood part. She takes piercing needles and the forceps. I don't think they're called forceps, but they're these little things that clamp down so you can actually pierce your lip. So she starts piercing her lips. I think she pierces the bottom lip 4 times and then takes a razor blade and begins to cut her arms, her forehead, and her breasts. I'm weird on the self-harm thing. I'm not against it. I'm not really gung-ho about it. I'm kind of on the fence with it, but like I said, KT Trilogy is my absolute favorite, and this was kind of reminiscent of a KT Trilogy, just in a different type of style. So she cuts herself up pretty good, breast, arms, forehead, and so then she takes a self-portrait that it's a self-portrait that she drew herself, and she's taking the portrait and soaking up the blood from her forehead and her arms and her breast with this portrait, and I'm assuming she's gonna sell it, but you know, who knows. But it's pretty interesting, it's pretty artistic, and I liked it. Overall, I did like it. So, and that's pretty much the end. It ends with a sex toy in her mouth and just blood everywhere, blood and every secretion you can imagine, except for poop. No poop, so maybe next time. But anyways, so that was it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I've talked to her a couple times. I think she's a really cool human being, and I'll support anything she does. So I give it 2 thumbs up, absolutely, and would recommend anybody who's into like fetish type stuff to check it out for sure, and hit her up on Facebook, Instagram. Like I said, I'll leave links in the description below. But if you are new to the channel and you're not subscribed yet and you do like this type of stuff, please hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Also give a like on it. I've been kind of MIA because of the mixtape that I've been working on, but I'm back now, and I should be a little more consistent in my reviews. I've got all kinds of stuff. I got a list of stuff that I'll be covering. So it's all good stuff. It's all bizarre. It's all freaky. It's all greasy. It's all good. Also in the description below, I'll leave a link for my Discord server, for my PayPal, Patreon, merchandise, and a link for Just Another Lobotomy 2, which I put out about a week and a half ago. And I'm really proud of it. I'm really happy with it. I actually put a lot of time and work and effort into my mixtapes. Hence why the last one before this was 8 months ago. You know, I like to spend some time on it and make sure that it's something I would enjoy to watch, not just poop them out just to get some kind of, you know, popularity points because I made this many mixtapes. But also, again, a shout out to my Patreons. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. If you would like to support the channel, I could use any help I can get. Patreon would be probably the best way to do it. Any little bit helps me out with equipment, with gear, with all this other stuff. So my computer, that's the next thing I got to work on. But anyways, I digress. That's it for today. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Like I said, subscribe, like it, and I will see you guys on the next one.